and welcome. This is Sports in Your Shorts. I'm Andrew, and I also have a guest host named Jimmy.
Yeah, me.
We're going to have a show about 30 minutes long, and we're going to talk. First, we're going to talk about basketball. Then, we're going to talk about baseball. Then, we're going to end it on football. Let's get into this basketball. There was a lot going on in the NBA. Also, March Madness is right around the corner, so basketball is right in the thick of things. Baseball is just starting, and it's a sad day because football ended. So sad because we both love football. Just love it, and it's the thing that we know the most about. So it's kind of sad just to see it all go away. But here we go. Let's dive into basketball. So the first thing is the NBA. We have the trade deadline just ended, and the biggest trade was the Boogie trade. DeMarcus Cousins. For those who you don't know his nickname, it's Boogie, but yeah. The DeMarcus Cousins trade. So, Jimmy, what were your thoughts on the DeMarcus Cousins trade?
Basically, my thoughts were the Kings just wanted away from him. All he does is cause problems out there, too many technical fouls. And he's going to the Pelicans with Anthony Davis, and both of them play with Kentucky. They're probably two of the best Kentucky players to ever play. So maybe that'll help Boogie Cousins mellow out a little bit, not get 2 or 3 technical fouls a game.
It's definitely going to be the best team he's ever been on. Like, the Kings have never had another supporting cast to help Boogie. He's always just been by himself. They had Isaiah Thomas, but as soon as they had him, he was gone. So they've always just never had someone to kind of help him. And they've made trades to help him, didn't help him at all. And they've done coach changes, didn't help him at all. So I just think it was time in this 10-year period, it was time just to get rid of him. Because it's been 10 years.
Do you think the coach is going to be able to handle Boogie Cousins? Or do you think they should make a move for John Calipari?
I think the coach can handle him, but Calipari's a very good idea. He's a very good coach, and he can handle attitude players. But I think this coach could handle him, but Calipari's just an amazing coach that could.
Calipari, he coached them both in Kentucky.
Yeah,
so.
He did coach them both in Kentucky, so he would know how to handle Boogie and how to handle Anthony Davis. But Anthony Davis is kind of quiet. He's not really that much of a like Boogie is. So I think that he could calm Boogie down. I think he could. I think he could kind of teach him how it is. And also Boogie's finally on a winning team. He doesn't have to do everything. It's like when Kobe got Pau Gasol. He found out that he didn't have to do everything, and they started winning basketball games.
But Kobe still had an attitude.
But Kobe did, but he found out he didn't have to do everything. I remember one game, Kobe had 6 points and 6 turnovers, and Pau Gasol had a 30-point game, and they won. And Kobe said in a press conference, I finally don't have to do everything. I can have a game where I have 6 points and 6 turnovers, and we win.
But you're comparing Kobe to DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, that is true.
They're two completely different styles.
They're two completely different people.
Frankly, it's not a big man league anymore. It's a 3-point league.
But DeMarcus can shoot the 3. He can.
Not very well.
Not very well, but he can do it. And this could help the Pelicans to maybe be something. I mean, they've got Drew Holiday if he doesn't stay injured like he always is, and they've got Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. This could really help them give the Cavs and the Warriors a run for their money. I'm not saying they're going to,
I don't think so.
But it could help.
All right. What do you think about the Celtics not pulling the trigger on getting Jimmy Butler or Paul George?
I think that it would have made the Celtics a good team because right now they can't compete with the Cavs. But me being a Dwayne Wade fan and wanting Dwayne Wade to make the playoffs and wanting them to have a playoff team, I'm kind of happy they didn't get Jimmy Butler because this is their chance to still make the playoffs. They're the number 8 seed.
They're
just make the playoffs and I'll be a happy D Wade fan. Just make the playoffs.
But they're not going to anywhere in the playoffs.
I don't care if they don't go anywhere. Just make the playoffs.
I am so tired of the Cavaliers having no competition in the East. The Celtics landing one of these 2 players would have solidified them as the 3rd best team in the league.
Yeah,
and finally give LeBron some competition.
Well, is LeBron ever going to have competition? Like, he's LeBron James. But people have been talking about...
They do have competition. When he plays the Warriors, there's competition.
Yeah, but that's the Warriors. And when he plays the Spurs, there's competition with the Spurs. Spurs are a great team.
Houston's made some moves.
Houston,
they'll be
Houston
pretty good.
can do it. So there's teams that can give them competition.
But all the teams are in the West.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, we've noticed that.
I want to see.
You want to see an East team make it?
And the Celtics are the second best team in the East, and they missed out on not getting.
But the Celtics are a team. They're one of the only things. The reason why I liked the Miami Heat so long, and it wasn't just because of LeBron and D Wade. It was also because they played team basketball. They won games where they only scored 80 points. Celtics do that. They win games where they only score 80 points.
But how are you going to stop LeBron to 80 points? You can't.
You can't. But that's the reason why. Like, they actually play defense. It's so hard for me to watch NBA basketball sometimes because it's not a team anymore. It's just someone who can score the most. Whoever can score the most is going to win.
That's why I hate the All-Star game.
Yeah.
You saw plays like Steph Curry just laying down on the court.
I think the final score was 170 something to 170
something.
something.
It was 190 something to 180 something.
Okay, so I was wrong, but still, like, it's about who can score the most.
All right.
It really is.
Well, is there anyone besides the Cavs and Warriors that can make the finals this year?
Maybe the Spurs.
You think so?
I think the Spurs because they have such a great coach and they have a great team, and you can never count the Spurs out. With Popovich as their coach, you can never count him out.
But the Warriors, man.
Those Warriors, but you can never count the Spurs out.
They dominated last year.
Then
they got my favorite player in the offseason.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So
I loved him back when he was in Texas. And, you know, he's going to be the game changer. They're not LeBron and the Cavs aren't going to come back 3-1 with KD.
They really aren't, but they can win with even out KD. Like they could beat the Warriors even if they have KD. Like it's just LeBron. I mean, and now that they got Kyle Korver, I mean that was a huge get. I mean, Kyle Korver is hugely underrated. Great shooter, and he can score off a pick and roll. Like that was huge when they got him.
I think. Are the Pelicans are the East, right?
Mm-hmm. So they can finally make
I want to see them get a Chris Paul type guard who can get the ball to both their big men.
And see, they do have that with Drew Holiday, but he's injured all the time. And
he's not Chris Paul.
He's not. He's more of a scorer.
Maybe a John Wall get the Kentucky 3.
Yeah,
and then get John Calipari in there.
Oh my!
That's a team that'll take out LeBron.
That is a team that would take out LeBron, but that's a team that also has a hard time existing, a real hard time existing. Because I don't see the Wizards ever giving away John Wall. So. and you do have teams that like could make a thing like Toronto. I'm not saying they could compete, but Toronto, they do have DeMar DeRozan and they've got a lot of young guys. I mean, they can make a push and challenge LeBron in maybe 6 games.
Right now,
so
basketball is so boring because everyone knows it's going to come down to the same 2 teams it always does.
So you know what we're going to talk about then? March Madness. That's the thing that's going to make basketball fun. It's March Madness. I know that maybe you don't know that much about college, but I love picking out a bracket and picking out a team and watching Cinderellas win and all the close games because that's what March Madness is about, is close games. That's the real love for basketball, is March Madness, and I cannot wait.
Who do you think's going to go all the way in the tournament right now?
Who do I think right now?
Yeah.
As much as it kills me because I hate them, Duke's got a real good shot. And who do you think? Like if you really think Duke's got a good shot.
I think Villanova.
Villanovan's got a really good shot.
Villanova's going to take it out.
Villanova could do it.
They're going to be the best 1 seed. They're going to be better. They're going to make it further than Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, all of them.
The way I've always seen it, though, is when you're high on Duke, they always find a way to lose to a team like Holy Cross. And, like, just these weird teams that you just never even heard of. And like last year, they lost us to another 15 seed too, or something like that. That was just a team that no one even heard of, and just got stomped. And it just seems like we put so high into them, and then they just fall. Like they've had a hard time making it to the Elite Eight. So I don't want to go too high on them, but they've got a good team this year. They really do. Grayson Allen needs to watch his attitude, but they've got a good team. So I guess that we can end it on that we kind of don't like where the NBA is right now.
Well,
but
it's kind of the same situation that the NBA is in because it's always the same 4 teams.
Yeah.
Same 4 or 5 teams that are always 1, 2, 3, and 4.
But
I like how the one thing I do like about the NCAA tournament is you get those little Cinderella stories every now and then. It doesn't happen often.
And you get a lot of close games. That's the one thing I like about it, too, is you don't know what's going to happen. You could get a close game from a team that's like a 16 seed. You don't know what's going to happen. And I'm so excited for it. And let's just see what happens, right?
I just hope Kansas loses. I hate them so much. I hate them.
That's a good way to go. So the next topic today is going to be baseball. So we're going to end with basketball, and we're going to start with baseball. I hope you stay tuned. And welcome back to Sports Your Shorts. This is Andrew.
This is Jimmy.
And we're going to dive right back into our second topic, baseball. So there's been a new thing with baseball. The strike zone is expanding.
It's getting raised. It's not expanding.
It's not expanding. It's just getting raised.
It's just getting raised.
So it's getting higher.
They're trying to speed up the game because, frankly, it drags on. It's a little boring.
It is. It can drag on. But I feel like you can't change too much of baseball because it did used to be called America's Pastime.
Past time.
All right. But, so the Cubs did win the World Series. First time in 100 and some odd years. So do you think they're going to repeat?
I want to see a Cubs versus Royals World Series.
Because you're a big Royals fan?
I'm not a big baseball fan, but I'll support my Kansas City teams. Okay.
And now the Royals have something to play for, right?
Yeah, Ventura passed away
tragically. And the fact that they didn't make the playoffs, and so sad for Ventura.
They got screwed last year.
I don't know about them getting screwed. They didn't play well. They really didn't play well.
It's collusion.
What collusion is it?
The MLB is rigged.
Okay.
It's the same way the NFL is always rigged because you always get the Patriots, you always get the Broncos, you always get these teams that are always winning. Bullcrap.
Okay, but we did see an amazing World Series.
I loved it.
It was amazing. Just how many comebacks there were in the final game, and just it was amazing. I hope the next one's that good too. Like this one coming up. Hope it's as good as last year's because that was fun.
I really actually I don't watch a lot of baseball. I had a lot of fun watching that comeback when they were down 3-1. And I loved watching LeBron's face after every game when they were coming back, and then just to see the disgust on his face when they won that World Series.
It was pretty good because I'm a big person who always says LeBron's overrated, so it was pretty good to see LeBron's face. I mean, and the way it's looking right now is we've got a lot of teams made a lot of moves to try to compete with better teams, and they're gonna rely on rookies. So hiring the strike zone is definitely something because we were always debating whether it's a striker or not. So it's definitely something that could have been a huge change. So that's good that happened.
Another thing that they did, they got rid of the intentional walk. Now they're going to be signaling it from the bullpen. So
they don't do 4 pitches.
4 lobs.
That's good too. But will they give the pitcher 4 extra pitches? Like, will his pitch count go up? That's one thing. No? Okay. So they won't have to. So that helps the pitcher too.
Yeah, he won't be as tired.
He won't be as tired throwing that intentional walk. So
let's go back to the Cubs for a second. Do you think Sammy Sosa will ever be forgiven?
Ever be forgiven?
Yeah,
for taking steroids and all that?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You don't think he did?
No.
I think he did.
There's no proof
he did.
There's
no proof that he did.
No proof.
No proof.
Look it up. There's no proof.
There's no proof that he did it. But we're saying that he allegedly did it.
There are rumors that he did it.
There's rumors that he did? Well, if there's no proof that he did it, I think he could be forgiven. But it's also the fact of, like, do you think Cal Ripken's ever going to be forgiven?
Something I don't understand is how he is getting treated so badly, but yet your Yankees are treating A-Rod like $1 million.
Because A-Rod didn't gamble sports.
But they're now thinking about making him the manager of the team.
Well, not making him the manager. They're thinking about making him the batting coach. They're not going to get rid of Joe Girardi. I mean, Joe Girardi's a great manager.
Okay, well, eventually when he leaves,
they've thought about A-Rod doing it.
See,
yes.
How is he, who was proven to be taking steroids, how is he getting treated so bad?
I don't think it's a good idea. I miss Cal Ripken. He is the face of baseball. The face of it, in my opinion. I mean, he has the most hits ever. He's a fantastic player. He loves the game. He's in commercials, but he can never go to a game. That is just so sad. The thing you love, you can never go to. Like, that is soul crushing. And I feel like they should change it, but I don't know if it's ever going to. Because baseball, it's a league that does not change. It's very hard to change something in baseball.
It's outdated and it's boring.
Yeah, it's very outdated, and it's very hard to change.
It's very boring, and it's hard to sit there and watch an entire game. That's why football is the most popular sport. That's why basketball
is the second most popular, probably.
Now, you as a Yankee fan, how do you feel about
I knew you were going to bring this up.
A-Rod being there, but why do you think that they did not offer Derek Jeter the job first?
Why do I think they didn't offer Derek Jeter the job first?
Yeah.
Because A-Rod's got commentary, and he's been around, and Derek Jeter just retired. I think that he wants a little time away from baseball. He just retired.
A-Rod retired.
A-Rod announced his retirement, but we knew he was going to be retired. He was commentating. Like, I feel like Derek Jeter needs to be away from the sport. A-Rod was away from the sport longer.
I understand Derek Jeter just had twins.
Yeah.
But they didn't even talk to him first.
Well, I don't think they needed to because he needed to be away from the sport. A-Rod's been away from the sport longer. He has. He's been away from the sport longer.
But
injury time and all that.
He's the all-time greatest Yankee.
Yes, he's the all-time greatest Yankee.
I hate the guy.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's the all-time greatest Yankee, and I think they didn't offer it just because they wanted to give him some time to be away from baseball. A-Rod's had more time to be away from it.
All right.
So,
final question about baseball. Prediction. Who's winning the World Series?
Who's winning the World Series?
Against who?
I will say that the Cubs make it again because they have a great team. They have a great coach. I think they make it again. And I think that they will face they'll face Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay can do it.
You think so?
I think so.
I got the Royals and Cubs.
You got the Royals and Cubs? Okay. I can agree with that. The Royals have something to play for. They're a great team, much as it pains me to say because I've always disliked the Royals just to be a hater.
You've always talked bad about the Royals.
Just to be a hater.
You thought when they went to the World Series the first time it was a fluke. And then you made a bet the next year that we wouldn't do anything, and we won the World Series.
They won the World Series, so I can stop hating on the Royals. I'll stop it. And
we won a World Series more recently than your team.
Yes, you have.
The crappy Yankees.
Yep. The Royals have won a World Series more recently than the Yankees.
All right, so should we move on to the subject that I know the most about?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should move on to the subject we both know the most about, and that's football. So we hope that you stay tuned and listen to our football. All right, and welcome back to Sports Your Shorts. Again, I'm Andrew.
Jimmy.
And we're going to dive into our final topic, football, and the thing we know the most about in the sport that we both just love with all our hearts. I think we bleed it. I think we both bleed football. So let's just dive right back in. We're going to first talk about free agency. So there's been a lot of free agency signing on already, and there's going to be way more going. And coaches, there's new coaches in different teams. The Colts have a new coach. 49ers have a new coach.
Colts have a new coach. They have a new GM.
New GM. They don't have a new coach, but 49ers have a new coach and a new GM. So all just new things going on. So let's start it off since we're in Kansas City, and Jimmy's a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. We're going to start it off with the Chiefs. So let's just dive right in.
First thing we need to do, we need to sign Eric Berry. I don't care what we have to give up. He is the heart and soul of our defense. He is the leader of our defense. We would not be half the team we are if it was not for him. I don't care what you give up. Pay the man.
I agree wholeheartedly with you. He's not only the heart and soul of your team, of your defense. He's almost the heart and soul of that team.
The entire team.
Because when he bounced back from cancer, amazing story. So you really need to pay the man because he's just the heart and soul. You can't go out. I don't see him playing for their team.
He's the best safety in the league.
Definitely. I don't see anybody better.
Dontari Poe is another guy that I want to sign, but I'm not 100% sure it's going to happen.
And I feel like the Chiefs have always found a way to make no-names players fantastic. Like this year, they had a rookie named Charles Jones or some Jones. Chris Jones, that's his name. That was just an amazing rookie defensive lineman. Played amazing.
He's really good.
And he was drafted very low. I think the third round.
Second round. He was our first pick.
So it's just something you didn't expect, and he just came out of nowhere and they always do that. They had a linebacker when DJ was hurt.
March Lillard.
And they had a guy named Akeem Morris or something like that, who did really well for them.
Nunez Roches.
There's Nunez Roches. They just have a lot of players, and it's always that next man up for the Chiefs. A lot of teams struggle with that. The Chiefs are one team that does not struggle with that.
We are the most well-rounded roster, aside from the quarterback position, which is what I wanted to talk to you about.
And what do you want to talk about?
Is Alex Smith going to be our quarterback next year?
I want to say yes, because I just don't see them moving for Tony Romo. I think he's old. He's injury-prone. It's a very scary risk. But I could see them drafting someone and giving Alex Smith a run for their money. Could see that happening. But I think Alex Smith's going to be your quarterback next year. Maybe not the year after that, but this year, I think Alex Smith's going to be your quarterback.
I think he'll be our quarterback this year. But there are rumors circulating that we are interested in Romo. And there's also rumors circulating that the Redskins are interested in Tony Romo. And Kirk Cousins is unhappy with the Redskins. So could we see a Kirk Cousins come to Kansas City deal?
Kirk Cousins coming to Kansas City? I mean, you could see it. Anything's possible. But I think you'd have a better shot with Alex Smith.
You think so?
I think so. I think that Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback, but I think you'd have a better shot with Alex Smith. I think he's more accurate with the short ball and the medium ball. Kirk Cousins definitely has a better long ball accuracy, but I think Alex Smith is more accurate, and he's also just I always like veteran more than I've always said that. Like I've always think like rookies they're gonna fall off, so I always like the veteran to see what they're gonna do.
But the potential the Chiefs have with Alex Smith, I think we've reached the ceiling.
I think you have too. So I think you got to go another route.
If we get a big quarterback like a Kirk Cousins who can throw the deep ball, who could beat us?
I couldn't tell you.
Nobody
with that well-rounded roster. I see teams competing with you, but I don't know if they can beat you because you got the defense to stop them. So,
and that Tyreek Hill man,
he's a game changer.
No one can stop him.
He's a game changer.
I know you think he's a one-hit wonder.
I don't know if I think of his one-hit wonder, but I think a team could find a way to stop him. I mean, there's a reason, even though how much I hate the Patriots and I think they cheat, there's a reason why they make the Super Bowl a lot, and that's because they've got a great mind in Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick has a really good mind as a coach. Regardless if we think
Bill
he cheats.
Belichick's mind, he takes out your biggest playmaker.
Mm-hmm. And tells
That's not always Tyreek Hill.
That isn't always Tyreek Hill.
Because you still have
Jeremy Maclin,
but more than that, Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
You can't cover Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, but I think we have to stop this Chiefs because you're going to talk.
I'll talk all day.
So let's keep going with other topics in football.
Where do you think Tony Romo will end up?
Where do I think he'll end up? I think that he may end up a Bear. I think the Bears have a really good shot, and I don't think they're going to keep Cutler. So I would like to see him as a Bear. The Jets could be a good idea too.
I could see the Jets.
I really would like to see him as a Jet too.
With Tony Romo going to the Bears, what are they going to do with Jay Cutler? Where's Jay Cutler going to go?
He's going to be a free agent. I think Jay Cutler is horribly overrated.
Where do you think he's going to? He's going to be a starting quarterback next year.
You think he's going to be a starting quarterback? I see him being a backup and then starting because someone gets hurt.
He is the 30th best quarterback in this league. That is 3 teams that he could start on.
The Browns.
The Browns, maybe.
The Jets.
I don't think it'll be the Browns. I see him going to the Jets.
Okay, I can see that.
And maybe the 49ers.
49ers, I can see that too.
Because, Kyle Shanahan's dad's the one who drafted Cutler. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
So, what about Jimmy Garoppolo? Do you think he's going to go to
I think he's going to
Browns?
I think he's going to stay a Patriot because I think the Patriots know that they're on their last thing with Tom Brady. This is his last year. And they need someone to replace him. And if they don't do Jimmy Garoppolo, they're going to draft someone. They're going to draft a quarterback to replace him. And what we see, though, is we see these quarterbacks getting these high things. Having Brock Osweiler, he got a huge contract with Houston, and he didn't do anything with him. Now they've got a battle.
They didn't even interview him.
They didn't even interview him. So we got to make sure the Browns at least interview Jimmy Garoppolo. At least give him an interview.
Okay, now, who...
And there was a time where Matt Castle looked freaking phenomenal when he's standing.
Everybody looks great under Bill Belichick.
I think it is. Everybody looks great.
That's why I don't think Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. Because of the fact that if he went on another team, would he be able to do what he's done? I don't think so. No, he's great. He's one of the best of all time. Mm-hmm. He's not the GOAT. He's not.
I can see that.
He's not even the best in the league right now.
Aaron Rodgers is, by far.
Easily.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the league, by far.
Okay, well, who do you think the Browns will pick up as quarterback?
As quarterback? I think they're going to draft someone. I really think that they're going to draft someone. I don't know who, but I think their best bet is to draft someone, too. I don't think they should try a Tony Romo or a Jimmy Garoppolo. I think their best bet is to draft someone.
2 more questions. Mm-hmm. The first question I have is, who's going to improve the most this offseason?
This offseason, who's going to improve the most? I say that Cam Newton, if they fix their offensive line.
You think Carolina?
I think because what I saw was Cam Newton's offensive line was very bad. People were saying how off-target his throws were and all that, but what I saw is he was getting so much pressure that he was just getting hit too much. If they fix that offensive line, I think Carolina will improve, and I think Cam Newton, he won't go back to his MVP year, but he'll get pretty close. I think he'll get pretty close.
Disagree for one reason.
Okay.
They have one playmaker on their defense. Take out Luke Kuechly, they got nothing.
Well, they got Thomas Davis, but he is a little injury prone. They do have Thomas Davis, though.
Who's going to cover the receivers?
They got 2 good rookie corners. Those rookie corners really showed up. Brackenberry and the other guy really showed up.
2 rookie corners are not going to be able to cover an Antonio Brown.
And an Odell
Beckham.
Yeah.
Julio Jones.
Mm-hmm.
They play Julio Jones twice a year.
Yeah, they do. And they play the Saints twice a year.
Brandon Cooks. So it's going to be a challenge, but I really think they could do it. They also play Mike Evans twice a year.
Yep, they do play. They have a tough, when it comes to covering receivers, they have it tough. I don't think there's another.
They play 3 of the best receivers in the league twice a year.
Yeah, so they got it tough. But I think they could do it.
Final question for you.
Mm-hmm.
This year, who are the 4 best quarterbacks going to be?
I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers. I like Matty Ice. I'm not saying he's number 2, but he's in that 4. I'm going to say, I'm going to steal one of yours and say Dak Prescott because he's a great rookie and he's got a great team around him. So I'm going to steal that one from you. And I'm going to I think Tom Brady can do it again.
We had 2 of them agreed.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers, easily number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'm going to give Dak Prescott. He's got the best offensive line in front of him. And he's got Des Bryant and Cole Beasley, who was he till last year?
Yeah, nobody knew.
I think Derek Carr will be number 3. As much as I hate him, I don't hate him. I hate the Raiders.
I almost forgot about Derek Carr.
I hate the Raiders, and I really wish he would leave the Raiders so I could root for him more often. And the 4th quarterback is, I think, going to be Andrew Luck. I think Andrew Luck's going to have a bounce back year with the new GM. He's going to give him some defensive players. He's going to give him a better offensive line. He's got star receivers. T.Y. Hilton's great.
Because if you know, the Colts have not drafted one defensive player that's made the Pro Bowl. They haven't drafted one. They've gotten a lot in free agent, but they haven't drafted one. In that 10 years with that one guy, they didn't draft one.
And their new GM came from the Chiefs, who look at our defense.
Yeah. So
Matty Ice and Tom Brady, I put them in the bottom 5 this year.
Okay. Why'd you do that?
Matty Ice statistically peaked in every single one of his statistics this year. He had a career total in passing yards, touchdowns, completions, yards.
Yeah.
Had a career low of interceptions and turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
They're not that good, and they're losing Kyle Shanahan, who is a brilliant quarterback coach.
And he's a brilliant coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So they're losing a lot. So I don't think they're going to make it back to the Super Bowl. But I think they've got a good team to make it to playoffs.
They'll be the second team in the NFC South.
You think they'll be the second one?
Second.
Who's the first?
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is taking it this year.
You think Tampa Bay is taking it?
This is Jameis Winston's year.
This is Jameis Winston.
They've got Mike Evans,
who drops a lot of passes. He had the most drops this season.
But rumors are they're going to add a Deshaun Jackson type guy.
Okay.
And they somehow get Adrian Peterson.
Ooh, if they get Adrian Peterson and they add Deshaun Jackson, now that's a team to fear. That's the team. That's the team.
But I think the 5th best quarterback this year will be over Tom Brady and Matty Ice, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Okay, I can do that.
And I'll actually also throw Matt Stafford in the mix.
You throw Matt Stafford? I can do that too because he had a great year last year. And he had all those comeback wins. And I think if they find a running game, those Lions can be scary. They almost did it with
They got a decent defense.
They almost did it with Riddick. They did a lot of passes, and they almost did it with Zenner too.
If they get one star receiver, like a Calvin Johnson type guy.
I don't think you want to say that name. With the Lions, I don't think you want to say that name. Calvin Johnson, because they're never going to have one as good as him.
But they need that type of guy. They need that type of guy.
They do. They need something for a receiver, and they also need something for a running back. They need a running back.
They might make a move for Alshon Jeffrey from the Bears.
And Alshon Jeffrey drops a lot of passes, too, so you got to have someone second to him.
They got Marvin Jones.
They do have Marvin Jones.
Anquan Bolden. They got.
But Bolden is almost on retirement, so we can't say Bolden.
Golden Tate. They've got a few good receivers. They need that star receiver who will put them on the next level.
And Golden Tate's almost there. Golden Tate had an amazing year last year, and he's almost there. So,
what's your wildest prediction for next year?
The wildest prediction for next year? The Browns win more than 3 games. That's my wildest prediction.
You know what my wild prediction is? Miami is going to upset New England and take the AFC North. Or AFC East.
That's a good one. That's bolder than mine because I think the Browns are going to struggle to win more than 3 games.
This is going to be the year
that Miami does it.
Miami takes out the Patriots in the AFC East.
And we'll leave it at that note. This will be the year that Miami takes out the Patriots, according to Jimmy. So we're going to leave it with that. We hope that you liked it, and we hope that you tune in next week to Sports Your Shorts. This is Andrew signing off.
This is Jimmy signing off.